Good morning to you. Welcome back. This is Breakfast with yours truly, Buck. And we're still hitting on tangible subjects, things that people touched, Jesus touched in the Bible. Gives us a little deeper relationship with the scriptures, I think. So question, has anybody ever gave everything they had? Everything. You emptied your bank account and you gave it everywhere. I don't know if I ever have done that. I mean, I know when I was a kid, I might have saved up like $30 to buy a video game or something, and that was it. But in your adult life, you might spend everything on something like a bill or something, but you never give it away. And they say, okay, that's it. I mean, that sounds like something from a movie, And, in Luke chapter 21, Jesus is in the temple, and, he sees a widow in some translations, it's a poor widow, or it just says different things. But Jesus calls her a poor widow, and she puts in 2 copper coins, and he says that she did more than everybody else. And before her, a bunch of rich people were probably dumping money in. Can you imagine that? Imagine that if you paid in quarters or something, and somebody walks in with like 4 wheelbarrows or 55-gallon drums, and like, okay, here's my tithe, and they spill it all over the offering or the floor or whatever, and then you're the next guy, you're like, okay, here's my dime. I kind of feel like that's what happened here. I don't think she was embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. I would say I wouldn't be embarrassed, but then again, it's hard to embarrass me. Maybe she was a little bit, I don't know. Maybe she was embarrassed. Maybe, who knows? I kind of feel like she's a strong woman, so she wouldn't have been. Anyway, and Jesus says this in verse 4, all these people gave their gifts out of their wealth. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is, it's easy to give something you have a lot of. And I'm not going to waste your time detailing what that could be. I mean, this is clearly talking about money. But there's some things that come easy to us. There's some things that come natural. I'll say this as part of our personality. I don't know if you ever taken one of those talent or spiritual gift tests or personality tests, and it outlines all these things you're good at. Speaking, discernment, maybe it's reconciliation, mercy, and you're like, raw. And then on the other side, it's like, okay, here's what you're not good at. Well, that's what Jesus is amazed at, because this woman gave out of her poverty. She gave everything else that they didn't give. In other words, she gave out of her heart, I guess you could say, what she didn't have. Or I guess you could say that she had nothing left after that to give. And I think that is a distinguishing part in her spiritual life. It's easy to do the things for God that we like and enjoy and things like that. What about the things we're not good at? Do we just avoid those in church? Well, I don't talk to people, and so I'm not the greeter. I get it. Maybe you ain't the greeter on Easter, but can you at least say hi to somebody in the pews? Okay, trust me when I say this, you do not want me to sing in public. Does that mean during worship service I go sit in the truck and, I don't know, or go out in the foyer and get a cup of coffee? Maybe you're not the best at reading the Bible, but does that mean you just get a pass? Like, I don't ever have to do that again. So think about it this way. Give out of your poverty of your resources and talents today. Do something that you're not good at. And you might look terrible. It might be a little embarrassing. Maybe this Sunday in church, I'm going to sing a little louder than a whisper. And if the choir gets off key or time, or if my wife gets embarrassed and sits in the other pew, I'm doing it for Jesus. Obviously, I'm not going to go that far, but give it a try. So today, seek out a way to do something that you're not, let's just say it's not one of your best talents. But do it for Jesus. Give it to Jesus and just see what happens. Amen. All right. We will sell you. We'll sell you. Yeah, I'm going to sell you something. We will see you next time, or hear me next time on Breakfast with Buck.